6, 5,
5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi guys, I'm just playing. I sound like Chris Jericho. Hello everybody, how y'all doing? This is your boy Mike D, aka DDE8, aka 13th Wonder of the World, and welcome to The Point of View. I'm your host. On this Thursday, man, I'm kind of amped up right now because of something that happened last night at the job, and I'm not happy about it at all. But that's here yonder. I'm home. Thank God for it. Thank God that I made it home safe and sound. I'll deal with that later on tonight. Hopefully it ain't nothing too bad. Hopefully it ain't nothing too serious. But it was just a bad misunderstanding when you got people thinking they can talk to you any kind of way, and I'm not going to let that happen. Not to me anyway, especially when I'm older and I'm not no little boy. So one thing about it, man, if you want respect, you got to give respect. You can't just think you can just talk to people any kind of way on the job and think that they're supposed to just fly by night with it. It ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. Shout out to the Point Place family. Shout out to Bobby Reezy, of course. M Breezy, Naya, my sister. I love all y'all. Thank y'all for listening to The Point of View, which is on the Podbean app as well as YouTube, baby. Thursday, February the 27th, 11:16. Hopefully, I probably won't be on here too long, but I got to take me a nap. I got to get me some sleep, man. Tomorrow I'm going to be busy as well, but I'm going to come in and comment on AEW. I'm going to talk about AEW. From what I saw last night, it was an okay show. It was okay to watch. Excuse me for a minute. Let me shut this door. It was a great show last night. Great matches. MJF and Adam Page is heating up. MJF is once again the master manipulator. Now he goes and attacks the fallen angel Christopher Daniels, who Hangman Page beat a few months ago to put Christopher Daniels into retirement. Now he comes back out, he attacks him. Hangman Adam Page has got to beat MJF. MJF is not even fighting for titles right now. MJF is on there being a showman. I will say this though. Later on this year, I think MJF will once again fight and contend for the AEW Championship or the the TNT title, which I'll get into in a minute. That's going to be an interesting thing there. Congratulations to Harley Cameron for beating the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo. What did I say yesterday about Deonna Purrazzo? I said that Deonna Purrazzo is too good to be sitting up there losing matches like that. If she would have re-signed with WWE, she could have been in NXT making a name for herself again. You are not in the company. I think in my book, and I'm going to say this. Now, I may be wrong. I think that she's a beautiful woman, but she's a great wrestler. Deonna Purrazzo was in TNA and nobody could touch her. Her and Jordan Grace were two of the best athletes in that company. But for her to lose like she's losing, that ain't what's up, folks. I'm just gonna be honest with you. That's not what's up. That's not my jam. Like my friends say, that's not my jam. And I just need for them to book her better. I like what they're doing with Harley Cameron. They're making her a star. They are, building her up to be a top tier star. So congratulations to Harley Cameron for that. And I will always say that for her because she's doing a great job. They're rebuilding her. It's kind of like what they did with Red Velvet. It's kind of like what they did with Queen Aminata. And it's kind of like what they're doing, the same thing they're doing with Harley Cameron is the same thing that they did with them. They took the young ladies and built them up to be better wrestlers. Also, Brian Keith lost to Will Ospreay. Really? Like nobody didn't know that was going to happen. Will Ospreay is going to beat Kyle Fletcher. Interesting matches going on, man. Let me get into the meat and the potato of AEW, and that's the middle part of it. The TNT Championship will be defended this Saturday on Collision. Now, let me say this. Adam Cole deserves to be a champion, but Daniel Garcia also deserves to be the TNT champion. Now, the question is, which move are they going to make? Are you going to put the title on Adam Cole, or are you going to keep the title on Daniel Garcia? Because here's what's going to happen. Whoever wins this match between them, this is going to be a life-changing moment for them. Because here's the deal. You did not want Daniel Garcia to sign back with WWE, so you signed him to a long-term deal. Okay, 4 years is a multi-year deal with a company. So when you do that, what are you going to have him doing? Are you going to have him contending for the AEW championship? Are you going to have him contending for a tag team title? I think Daniel Garcia could fit the bill as a tag team champion. Who could he get out there? He could either get Matt Menard or Angelo Parker or one of those guys. Could they be the trios? They could be the trios champions, but it's not going to work right now. I thought that the Undisputed Era would have won the trios titles, but what's going to happen now is, what is Kyle O'Reilly back with them for? What is that for? What is he going to do back with them? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to see that happening, but it's happening, folks. So, and they're trying to contend with the Elimination Chamber. You put one of your best matches on Collision this coming weekend, knowing that WWE is competing at the Elimination Chamber. You make a match between Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole, baby, for the TNT Championship. Smart move, I guess. I'm not dissing it. I wish I could watch. I probably will watch it and watch WWE at the same time. I probably would. I'll probably watch the Elimination Chamber and watch Collision at the same time. I remember last year when the Royal Rumble was on, AEW had a Collision live TV show in Shreveport. And I was watching AEW and watching the Royal Rumble at the same time on my phone. So it could be done. It could be done, folks. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I wanna talk about something else too in AEW. Prince Nana wants Swerve to fight Ricochet, and the winner of the match will become the #1 contender for the AEW Championship. I do believe that Swerve will probably win because they would want to make that match between Swerve and Copeland or Swerve and Moxley, which will be interesting. And I'll get to the AEW World Champion in a minute. My other issue is with this is, if Moxley loses to Copeland, then Ricochet's going to win. And you're going to have a match between Adam Copeland, Edge, and Ricochet. You can't lose, with now one of those scenarios. All 4 of those scenarios work. Moxley versus Copeland. Moxley versus Swerve, or Ricochet versus Edge. You can't lose with now one of those scenarios. Or you can have, Ricochet versus Moxley. That could work. There's 2 heels, but it can still work. Or Swerve against Copeland. That would be a great match. That would be one of the best matches of all time right there in AEW. The Outrunners shocked the murder machines. Brian Cage and Lance Archer lost to the Outrunners because of the Hurt Business. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say this. I hope that Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley are not going to lose those titles to Lance Archer and Brian Cage. I hope that's not what's going to happen. I hope that is not going to happen, folks, because that's going to make me teed off. And I'll tell you why. The guys have not had an opportunity to shine with the belts. You know, I thought that Shelton Benjamin was about to become the TNT champion because they had him going up against Garcia. Had him, feuding with Garcia. Cedric Alexander is on the way, guys. If he signs with anybody, he's going to sign with AEW so they can rebuild the Hurt Business. Very interesting. Very interesting stuff happening in AEW. Man, Takesha defeated OC. That was interesting, man. To see that go on like that there. And like I said before, AEW was interesting last night. But let me get back to the world title hunt, the AEW World Championship. Copeland, aka Edge, is playing with house money. And here's why I say that. And I'm going to say this for a reason. He eliminated most of the boys. He's eliminated Pac. He's eliminated Cesaro. We know that Wheeler Yuta is going to be next. Marina Shafira got took out by Willow Nightingale. That's going to be a match. Willow Nightingale against her. Who else is going to be next? You think eliminating all of them is going to put the title on Copeland? No, it's not. It's not going to happen. I don't think Copeland's going to win the match in the first fight that he has against Moxley. I think what's going to happen is if he does win the title, I think Christian Cage is going to still swivel away and try to win the title and become the AEW World Champion. Because they got to give it to him. They've got to give the title to Christian Cage. I heard that Luchasaurus could possibly be on his way back to AEW. Luchasaurus was real sick at one time. Looks like he's doing a little better. He's going to be able to come back. So we'll see what happens with that. And so, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're seeing right now with AEW. Very interesting to see what happens with AEW as they go forward with the moving parts as well. Saturday Collision is going to be hot. We'll see what happens with that. But they're competing against WWE in the Royal Rumble. Elimination Chamber, which is the road to WrestleMania. I don't want to talk about WWE today. I want to talk about WWE tomorrow as Friday comes on. But I just want to elaborate on something that somebody asked me. And it was a question that one of my homeboys asked me. And they said, how do you feel if John Cena becomes the 17-time world champion over Ric Flair? This is how I'm going to feel. Records are made to be broken. That's exactly what I'm going to say. It's just that John Cena was better. Ric Flair had that record for a long time. Ric Flair was a 16-time world champion for over 23 years. Well, 24, 25, something like that. Because he won his last WCW title in 2000. So it's been 25 years, 24 years since WCW been off the air. 25 years since Ric Flair won his last world title. So Ric Flair has had that record for the last 25 years of being a 16-time world champion. Guess what happens now? He was a 14-time, listen to what I'm going to tell you. He was a 14-time WCW NWA world champion. He was a United States champion, a Intercontinental champion, a tag team champion with Batista on 2 occasions, and also one with the late great Roddy Piper. Ric Flair has done everything in the business. So if he breaks the record at WrestleMania, first of all, if he wins the Elimination Chamber, and if he joins, and I'm going to say this, he will be the greatest ever. If John Cena breaks that record, he's going to be the greatest ever. Now, I will tell you this. Randy Orton is one of the greatest wrestlers to ever wrestle. Randy Orton says he wants to wrestle for at least 10 more years. I think he's going to wrestle till he's probably 50. So that means he has 5 to 6 years left in the tank before Randy calls it a quit. Here's my deal. Give him short reigns. Give him a 2-week reign or a month reign or something like that. Let Orton start fighting in mid-card matches. Let him fight for mid-card titles. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a 14-time world champion. If he's not 14, 15 times, something like that. Triple H is 15-time, I think. 14 times, excuse me. I think Randy Orton is a 15-time world champion. He's 1 from tying Rick, 2 from passing Rick. John Cena is 1 from passing Rick. Go through all the accolades in the business of sports. Michael Jordan, 6-0 in the NBA champions, in the NBA finals for the championship. Michael Jordan never lost in the finals, and I hear this all the time because I go through that same debate with the LeBron, Mike, Kobe conversation. Let me tell y'all something. Kobe Bryant, at times I didn't like Kobe Bryant on the court because I thought he was just another imitation of Jordan. But as I started watching Kobe in his later years, I understood that he was one of the best players to ever play the game of basketball. It should be Michael 1, Kobe 2, LeBron 3. And here's why I say LeBron is going to be probably 2.5. Because he's the all-time leading scorer. A guy that passes the ball a lot is the one that scores the most points. LeBron James usually does not average 10 points a game. LeBron is always over 10, 12 points a game, double figures. That's what people fail to realize about him. The man has been playing ball for over 21 years, excuse me, and still 22 seasons, and still is balling out of control. That's a beast. He's still a beast at 40. MJ, and I like to see Jordan in a Washington uniform, because the Wizards were one time my team. When Jordan was there, I was going to ride with Jordan. He could never get them to the playoffs, even though he was 40. He couldn't get them to the playoffs. Michael Jordan had started coming off the bench and everything. And he still had it. He was floored Jordan. He still had it. That jump shot was still lethal. Michael Jordan was still busting heads at 40. I don't care what anybody tell you. Jordan was still cutting tail at 40. Like Kenyon Martin say, that old man's strength. That's exactly what he had. Nobody couldn't mess with Michael Jordan. even in a Wizards uniform. He was still out there busting up Kobe at 40, even though Kobe beat him in that game in LA. But MJ slaughtered them in Washington when Jerry Stackhouse was there. But it was great. It's a great thing to talk about. And why I'm saying this is because records are made to be broken. Ric Flair has been the world champion 16 times over the last 25 years. Now it's time for Rick to give John the torch if John takes it. John Cena is going to probably become the 17-time world champion. I think he's going to break the record of Ric Flair, because here is why. If you look at the hindsight of this situation, folks, there is nothing else that John Cena is really fighting for but to be on the retirement tour, and they're waiting for December. When December comes around, John's going to wrestle in his last match, and that's going to be it for him at the end of the year. The end of the year is going to be the end of John Cena's wrestling career. Now, will he? I think not in 2026. I think in 2027, John Cena will become the WWE Hall of Famer. That's exactly what I think is going to happen. He's going to be the headline of that. And I say that because I want people to understand why I'm saying it, because it's true. John Cena is going to become one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. He already is, excuse me. But John Cena, if he wins the title for the 17th time, he's the greatest ever. He's the greatest ever. LeBron James, the greatest scorer that ever played a game of basketball. I don't care what anybody says. LeBron James has won and when he retires, he's going to retire at possibly 44,000 points. Because I don't think he's going to retire just yet. I think he's going to sign at least a 2-year deal with the Lakers and tell them, hey, I've got 2 years left on my contract in my career. Y'all need to figure out, are we going to go for this championship or what? I think the Lakers, and I know I'm talking about basketball. I just talked about wrestling, but I'm going to switch gear to basketball. This is all sports I talk about, folks. Wrestling, basketball, all that. So it's all combined into one. I think that the Lakers could make a strong push this year and get to the NBA Finals. I had said it was OKC year. I don't know now, because the way they're playing, they're not playing like the OKC I know. They did not even, when they played for the cup, they didn't want that. They should have wanted it now. The Bucks win that. Doc Rivers finally wins something besides, getting criticized all the time. So that was a great move by the Bucks to win. Here's my story. I think if I'm the Lakers and the off season coming on, I try to coax somebody to come sign with the Lakers to play with LeBron and Luka. I know LeBron's going to be a year older, but I tell you this, Luka Doncic is prime and fresh. I think you go after Kyrie Irving. I think you make a move to get Kyrie Irving to come and play with the Lakers, or get a Klay Thompson. Because one of those guys there would love to be in that purple and gold and would love to show everybody they still got it. Kyrie Irving is always going to have it. And it's interesting because if you look in the standings in that bottom of the West, that's going to be tough. Nobody, listen to what I'm going to tell you. The Warriors are trying to be 6. That means that they're probably going to go up against a team like a Houston or Memphis in the first round. The Lakers could go all the way up to 3. Or they might end up matched up with Denver. I don't think Golden State's going to beat Denver in the first round. I don't think so. But what I can tell you is they can make it interesting. They can take it 6 or 7 games with Jimmy Butler. The Warriors are going to be scary next year. I said that yesterday. They're going to be scary next year, guys. Just like I'm looking to see who, and if you look at the top 2 teams in the West, and I'm just talking about the West, I'm not talking about the East. When you talk about the West, there's 2 teams that are going to be probably matched up. OKC versus and Memphis. Just imagine if Golden State gets that 8 seed. Just imagine if Dallas get that 7 or 8 seed, or that 9th and 10th. You're looking at Memphis playing Golden State in the first round, or you're looking at Phoenix, because Phoenix is still in the mix. I don't think they're out yet, even though they're not playing well, but I don't think they're out neither. Who wants to play those 3 teams in the first round? Phoenix, they're sometime. But who wants to play a Dallas with AD out there and Kyrie and, of course, Klay Thompson? Who wants to play a Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry in the first round? I know that SGA don't want that. I know Jalen Williams don't want that. I know Chet don't want that. I know Hartenstein don't want that. I know Dort and Joe and all those boys that play for OKC don't want that. I know that even though Golden State would prefer Memphis, they don't want the way that Jaren Jackson has played this year. He's been playing great. Desmond Bain has been playing great. John Morant, when he's in and out of the lineup, when he's healthy, they have played great. They got some guys out there that can make some noise. It's just that plain and simple. They got some guys out there that can make some noise, folks. Excuse me for a minute. All right, yeah, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the long delay. Sorry for the pause. Taking care of some business. Yeah. Memphis and them are playing absolutely great. Jaren Jackson has had a great season this year. Too many people have not, seen what he could do. He's been playing absolutely phenomenal. There's not been too many people having anything sad to say about Jaren Jackson. His game has done a lot of talking. He was an all-star this year. And it will be interesting to see what they do against the boys in Golden State if the Warriors get the 7th seed. And yeah, this is why I say what I say about basketball. This is why I'm saying a lot. A lot of people don't understand the way of the game. This is how it is. Momentum is huge in the playoffs. Momentum is huge when it comes down to playing basketball sports. Because you want to know why? The momentum is the way that you know if your team's going to do something or not. And there's teams that catch on real fast, and there's teams that have great momentum in the playoffs. If you don't believe me, the Miami Heat with Jimmy Butler done it like 2 or 3 times. Caught on at the right time, and were able to get to the finals. But it's interesting to see how this is going to turn out as we have like 23 games left in the season. We're going to see who does what. Also, ladies and gentlemen, before I close, I want to talk about, I know that Black History Month is almost over, so I'm deciding to, since today and tomorrow is the last day of the month of February, today I want to talk about another black guy that made a difference in the business. I talked about Kobe Bryant yesterday and his 81 points. Today I'm going to talk about somebody that just had a birthday a few weeks ago. Well, a couple of days ago. 11 days ago? 11 days ago. And that is 62-year-old Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And I talked about him earlier. Michael Jordan is probably the greatest player that ever played the game of basketball. In my generation, I watched Michael Jordan score 63 points against Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics. I saw Michael Jordan score 69 points in a game against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who was one of his greatest rivalries. I seen Michael Jordan go into Washington when he was playing with Washington and hit like 2 or 3 game winners. I've seen Michael Jordan win 2 gold medals in the Olympics. I've seen Michael Jordan win 2 slam dunk contests in the NBA. I saw him won at least 4 or 5 All-Star MVPs. I think he won 3, 4, something like that. I think it was 3. I think he won the one in 88 in Chicago, and I think he won the one in 96, and I think he won the one in either 97 or 98. I think he did. I've seen him come out of retirement 3 times. 2 times he come out and played basketball 3 times, and he's been 2 for 3 in his returns. 6 championships, never lost in the NBA Finals. Great move by MJ. I think Michael Jordan is one of the greatest Hall of Famers that ever played the game of basketball. I don't care what anybody says. I think Michael is better than Kobe and LeBron. I think LeBron is 1A. A-B, 1. If it was up to these guys, I would make them A1, AA, AB would be Kobe Bryant, and A3 would be LeBron James. AC, excuse me. 1C, excuse me. I think that's who would be the top 3 best of all time. And I think Michael Jordan still deserves his flowers. He's one of the greatest shoemakers ever to be made in Air Jordans. Got a lot of those Jordans now. I remember I couldn't afford Jordans back in the day. My money wasn't hot for that, but it is now. And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to applaud the situation of how good Michael Jordan was. But one of his achievements that I remember was when they were down in Game 7 against the Indiana Pacers, and Reggie Miller and them looked like they had MJ and them beat to go to the NBA Finals, and Reggie and them dropped the ball and MJ killed them. The Bulls were able to win the NBA championship. They went on and beat Utah 2 straight years to win the NBA championship, and that's what Space Jam 1 was MJ. So you guys got to remember this. The Houston Rockets were the only team that were able to beat Michael Jordan in the 90s, except for the Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons won in the early 90s. But if you go from 91 to 94, which was the Houston Rockets, 95 Houston Rockets. When you go from 96, 97, and 98, the Chicago Bulls. And then when the Spurs won in 99, Jordan had just retired. But if you talk about the 2000s, Kobe and Shaq were able to do that. But at that time there, nobody was beating Michael Jordan. Nobody. The Houston Rockets caught him on a rusty year. is coming back playing 17 games of the season, and that's when they caught him. But when he got into that lab back in '96, they went 72-10. Even though the Golden State Warriors is the greatest regular season team of all to go 73-9, they're not the greatest team because they lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers in the 2016 NBA Finals when LeBron James and Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love decided to come back from a 3-1 deficit and beat the all-powerful Golden State Warriors, which made Draymond Green get on the phone and call Kevin Durant and say, Kevin Durant, we need you to come to Golden State to stop LeBron. But that's here or there. That's here or there. But anyway, congratulations to Michael Jordan. I'm going to give him his accomplishments because he was a black athlete that made something happen. Now, tomorrow is going to be the last day of the week. I don't know who I'm going to pick as one of the black athletes. It could be a black entertainer. I don't know. I don't know yet, but just stay tuned and you'll find out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you guys enjoy your Thursday. Tonight is TNA Impact. So tonight, we're going to see the fallout with the Oba Finley and Moose. We're going to see that fallout. We're going to see what the Hardys do tonight on TNA Impact. Not only that, we're going to see what Cora Jade and Masha Slamovich is about. Maybe we'll find out something with them tonight as well. And all the other action that's happening on TNA Impact. You guys enjoy the NBA as well tonight, as well as college basketball. Just enjoy your sports, your dose of sports, daily dose of sports. God bless you. God keep you. I'm out. Enjoy your day.